Welcome everybody to another Fancam. I have the one and only Norms. He's not only got a 100% record in the Bruised Banana, he's got a 100% record with the Fancams as well, man.
I'm
He's a
going
real
for
one.
it,
He's a
bro.
real one.
I'm going for it, man.
Listen,
I'm
listen.
going for it.
I appreciate everybody's time massively, massively. But speaking of time, that was sort of, we got the win, Norms, but it's 2 hours that I can't get back. And I don't want to sound really depressing, but I honestly, in the second half, I nearly dozed off. And I rarely ever say that. It wasn't that we were bad. It was just that there was no urgency. There was a lot of good things, a lot of good things. We'll get into the good things and we'll get into the bad. We say it every time we do a fan camp. People come up here and say, all you do is complain. You've won.
Yeah.
But we've said before, Norms, that if you want to win leagues and you want to win Champions Leagues, you have to nitpick at all the little small things that can be fixed. And you need to fix them because otherwise you'll be found out. For me, 2-0 win, all good, top of the league. As this is being recorded, by the way, people, it's literally halftime the Liverpool game. They're 1-0 down and not playing well. So that's all we can do, win our games. It was a good win. But Norms, what was your overall view of the game?
Yeah, listen, first of all, it looks like Arteta is kind of listening to us because look, at the end of the day, he starts Eze and Odegaard, which was good to see. Played Declan Rice, in that lone six role, which was good. Saw all of that. The first maybe 20, 30 minutes, of Odegaard, I mean, he played okay, gets that injury, gets that knock to his knee. I'm still a little bit baffled by why Arteta likes to continue to play injured players. Take him off. Take the player off, and bring on Ethan. But what does he do? Reverts to type and brings on the extra fridge. Brings on the extra fridge. You know what I mean? There's a Zanussi. There's Zanussi. I'm not going to call him the Sony. The Zanussi comes on because his name starts with his name starts with Z. So I'm not going to call him Zubimendi. Zanussi comes on.
Zanussi,
but look, to be honest, he just kept things ticking over. Shane, he just kept things ticking over.
Yeah.
He set up kind of pre-assist, what you want to call it, that play that ball to Eze. Eze hits it, the goalkeeper parries it, and Declan Rice is there to put it in the back of the net. He doesn't celebrate, but that's probably the best I've seen Declan Rice play against his old club anyway. So happy for Declan Rice in that situation. In terms of the overall players, you rightly said, some people will call it a professional win. I think we just went about business. We get that goal, take your foot off the gas. Not at any point did West Ham threaten us or that. I didn't feel, oh my God, you know what I mean? Not like the other games. But I would have, what I'm trying to say is when you're in those situations where the team is not offering, the opposition is not offering nothing, go for the kill. Go for the kill. And listen, Gyökeres, Shane, listen, he's getting a lot of stick, left, right, and centre. But you know what? Myself, you got to keep going. Keep going until it comes. I mean, look. Some people are going to say, was Saka selfish in taking the penalty? Should have given it to Gyökeres just to maybe give him a bit of confidence. Is he losing confidence? It's hard to say, but there was a couple of times where he's constantly wrestling with the defenders. It's always a fight with him and the defenders. There was a point where there was a bit of a scramble in the box, and kind of like he fell over. And he was just trying to get his foot to it to see if he could hit it. It ends up ricocheting to, I think, Eze, and he balloons it over the bar. And I think he couldn't believe it himself. It took Trossard to come and console him. And talking of Trossard, that guy, start. You don't need to start. You need to come off the bench. Start Martinelli over that side because, again, you're not making an impact starting. You're not making an impact. You're too slow. You hold on to the ball. You make the wrong decisions. When you're meant to pass it, you're trying to shoot at an angle. Come on, man. You're not a winger. You're not a winger. And there was another time, I don't know if you remember, Shane, and I was trying to remember who it was. Again, I'm talking about Gyökeres. I don't know if it was Miles Lewis-Skelly who made a run, a busting run, played across, but I couldn't remember who it was. I was trying to remember who it was on my match reaction, and he was inches away from connecting to it. Again, it's just unfortunate with Gyökeres. He's having a tough time, not going to lie. He's our top goal scorer, but you know what I mean? I said in my match reaction that Arsenal need to learn how to play with a striker. And I try to put in there, but Glock, we need more from Glock. But obviously my thing didn't allow me to put the whole lot in there. So I just said, listen, we need more from him. We need more from him. But Arsenal, because they're so used to playing with a false nine, the only time that a decent ball, I'm just trying to think, is Eze. And the reason why I say Eze can find Glock is because if you watch Eze when he's linking up with Mateta, that's because Glock is like an old school striker. That's what it is. And like Mateta, old school striker. But unfortunately, you know, the team, again, are not playing to his strengths, but also we need a lot more from him as well. He just needs to calm down. Don't panic. Don't snatch at things. It will come. Because as I said, our legends, they took time to gel.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to write him off. The only problem is, and I said it last time on your Bruce Banana show and on other shows as well, is that the only problem is that if he continues in this vein, you know, Adverts is sitting there waiting in the wings, you know, as soon as he's fully fit, you know, he's going to pull him and chuck him on. Do you know what I mean? And then we're just going to revert back to that old style football, basically, like pragmatic, slow football.
Yeah, well, the thing is with the Havertz joke, and BBK touched on it, big up to Taron, he said that it'll get to the point if Gyökeres keeps playing like this, where we couldn't even hold it against Arteta for bringing Havertz back in. That's how bad it is being for him. Now, the chance when I think Rice whipped it across and he slid in and he wasn't on it, but we're really just trying to scramble around. I think it was. We're really trying to scramble around to find things. But, you know, I always said that this guy's a very, very good striker and he was the best out there, but he's not like a Haaland, or he's not that good. He's never going to be world class. He's very, very good. And he does get starved of chances. I think he's different to Haaland. Haaland can go 30 minutes without touching the ball, and when he gets it, he's red hot. Where Gyökeres keeps needing touches, he needs chances, he needs to sort of get on a run of things. Now, I do feel for him with the lack of chances, but touching on the penalty, you know, I think he should be penalty taker anyway. I think he should have said that he should have had that in his contract. I want to be penalty taker. His goal scorers need goals. But if Saka is the penalty taker, then for me, Saka should have taken it, because if he hands it over and Gyökeres is missed, we go, oh, happy clappers, we're all a family, you know, we're all that. If we were 3-0 up or something, fine, give it to him. If we're 3-0 up, give it to him. But if he gives it to him and he misses, then I'd be the first to go, well, look at this, the happy family, and we're all trying to, you know what I mean? I'd be the, so I'll always hope
it's one of those ones, you just don't know where to swing. But listen,
I'll always hope I
think the thing is, yes, we've won. It's 2-0, great. We're top of the league as it stands going into into the internationals. But still, the top channels and the top gooners are gonna gas this out.
Yeah.
As you said, your famous words, press the brakes, people. And I will say, rein up, put the reins on the horse. And talking of horses, bro, doesn't California like playing that left back?
Oh man, why does he have to go over to the right hand side? Why do our inverted with our fullbacks go to the far side? Why did he go to the further to get back?
Much. No, but
it's crazy. He's playing right wing.
I've never seen somebody invert that much.
It's crazy.
If you invert, like, you know what I mean, into the center, but the guy's over on the right hand side.
Yeah,
literally.
So he has further to get back. He has a mile to get back as well if they break.
And then,
these are the things, though, Norms. These are the things that aren't sustainable. So when people think we're nitpicking, you know, if we're up against PSG, Dembele catches them out. This is the thing. And listen, the lineup was what we wanted. And this guy does listen to outside noise, as much as he'll say he doesn't. He's a politician. So what he'll do is he'll go, okay, I'm starting to get a bit of heat. What do I need to do to take the heat off a bit? Okay, I'll give them a little bit just to keep it off. Fine by me if it gets them doing the right thing. The only thing is, like you said, as soon as an injury came, he went back to type. He didn't bring in Ethan like he should have. He went back to type. He said, no, well, I don't want that. We'll be too weak at the back. But you could have already seen that West Ham had no intention of attacking. They had no intention of attacking. But the only thing is that we can say is then, well, when Rice pushed forward, he scored, and Zubimendi had a hand in both goals. So maybe Arteta's a genius. Again, he's not, but you know, he could look at it that way. But we have to remember then when Madueke comes back, I think he's going to be left wing. Saka doesn't look right to me. He huffed and puffed. He had a few moments. He took a few long shots. He played 90 minutes. I don't get it. You know, these are the things that need to be ironed out, Norms. We still know that he will flog the same players. Gabriel shouldn't have played. If he's not fit, don't risk him. They're not going to attack. Don't risk him. Saka shouldn't have played 90 minutes. Rice was running on fumes at the end. He shouldn't have played as long as he did.
Yeah.
You know, Odegaard again was made go back on when he was injured. So there's all these things that will, over a whole season, Norms, will come back to bite this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll have injuries. We'll play like that against a team that will punish us. We'll have 0-alls where we just can't break a team down because we can't get out of this second gear that we're stuck in. So, you know, what's your overall view then? You know, is it
just going back,
win, move on?
Yeah, I mean, just flipping back to the situation with California and the fact that, you know, he inverts until he's actually playing as a right winger, you know, against better sides. Yeah. the thing is, because my worry, because when I was watching West Ham against Everton and that Juve guy, I knew that Juve guy might have been a problem. Also, Somerville as well, and obviously Jared Bowen over that side. But at any point, did they look like, as I said, how they're a total of 4 shots on target, and of that 0, 4 shots in total, 0 shots. So we're lucky that they weren't able to switch play, and I've seen him do it. I've seen this Juve guy do it, but for some reason he didn't do it. But against a top class side, we will definitely get caught. And the whole thing about the injury stuff, it will catch up with us because he's got to learn to rotate. Because when Rice went down and holding his back, I'm thinking that's probably from an old injury.
He had back trouble last year.
And even the commentator said it as well. He's saying maybe you know this could be a reoccurring problem, right? And in that situation, is that look, if the opposition is not offering you nothing, then bring on some fresh players and that. Take off, Saka didn't need to play 90 minutes. He didn't need to play 90 minutes. But this is what your manager does. And as I said, when the games start to come thick and fast, the Champions League, and when that winter break hits, or I keep saying winter break, the winter part, of the season comes, that's where I feel that, we could, because listen, every week we seem to lose a player. Every week we seem to lose a, I mean, we're quite fortunate that we're going into, is it a 10-day international break?
Yeah, it's long enough. I think we don't play again until the 18th. We play Fulham on the 18th. Right. But then we have in the space of about 7 days, we have Fulham, we have Atletico, I think, and then we have Palace. So, a lot of big games, Fulham away has worried me for a while.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, listen, because I'm kind of worried. Look. Hopefully, he doesn't end up getting called up. Odegaard doesn't end up getting called up. Maybe it's just he's had a clash with the knee. It doesn't look serious, but we just.
It was a bang. It was a bang. Normally a bang's all right, but sometimes the knee opens up and closes again, and that can be pretty bad. But he played on, but that means nothing with this manager.
No.
Yeah. But overall,
general. Overall, listen, I'm happy with the win.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the win, but I want to see more. I want to see more attacking intent, especially when a team is not offering nothing. Yes, they were set up in a low block. Nuno, listen, maybe against a Graham Potter side, they would have been a little bit more open. But who's to know? You could see that they're a little bit more organised because it did take us a bit of time to break them down. And that's where, in that situation, you're thinking, is it going to be one of those games where if they hold out till half time, then they might nick it? I'm not, against the run of play. They didn't do it. They didn't offer nothing. We get the penalty. We make it 2-0. Everybody look at that and go, yeah, brilliant, clean sheet, 2-0. But the way we're playing is not sustainable. And to a degree, look, you look at Liverpool, and the way they're playing at the moment, people are saying the same thing with them. Listen, it's kind of catching up with them. But I still think that Liverpool it'll be a temporary thing for them. They will find form. They will go on and go on a run. I don't know if Arsenal have got that in them to go on a 5-10 game run. I know you've said in the past that, we won last week. We've won this week. 3 more games. Going off that 5-game run.
No, it's 5 from today. So
5 from today, sorry.
4 more. So we need 4 more from today.
4 more,
Before we can start having a proper conversation, because this guy finds a way to shoot himself in the foot all the time, Norms. He always finds a way to shoot himself in the foot. He'll make some silly decision. We only have to look back to 23-24. We're on a mad run. He decides to stick Havertz back into midfield, and then we lose a home to Villa. He'll always find a way to do something. So until we're lifting that trophy, he's on fraud watch for me.
Shane, I'm surprised there. I'm surprised that he didn't blame one of the ex-Arsenal players for Odegaard going down.
Maybe that's what he should do. Because he's got the best winning ratio in the history. So he's our best ever manager. Apparently, he pisses all over Herbert Chapman and George Graham.
What? Really?
To the top. Yeah. That's what the top gooners are saying.
Shane, what about cups? Right? What about cups? What's the cups like then?
But they don't talk about that. Don't talk about that at all.
Okay.
Don't talk about that because I had one of them in my chat the other day, and he was saying that he was laughing at me because I said Emery's a better manager. And I said, let's compare trophies. So I pulled up all of Emery's trophies, and we counted 13 without counting the equivalent of the. Now, I told them to make sure that they zoomed the screen back when I went into Arteta's trophies because there's going to be so many of them. Turns out there was only one FA Cup. But of course, then the argument was, who's a better manager now? Well, Emery still is, mate, because he has 13 trophies. All right. So until Arteta passes that, he's not a better manager.
That's the thing. When you chuck facts at them, well.
They don't like it. They don't like it.
Right.
But
They
listen,
don't like
Norms, I think the overall feeling is another win, chalk it off, move on. We have to play better. But if we're winning while we're not playing well, if Liverpool were doing that, we'd be saying, right, that's what champions do. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to look at it that way.
Listen.
Hopefully, as he'll take the handbrake off as the season progresses and he starts to get a bit more faith in the team.
I mean, the craziest thing is, Shane, and I don't think it's going to happen, but could you imagine us thinking our way through this season and winning the Premier League playing like this? What I would say is we stunk our way through it, but I wouldn't be lauding up Arteta and saying that's the reason why he's such a great manager. No. Because even what I would then expect in the following season is that you need to do better. And based on how I've seen you play, that wouldn't be sustainable for you to retain a title like that.
No, he needs to win. He needs to win 2 in a row for me, or he needs to win the league or the Champions League this season, and then another big trophy the next season, and then I'll start to change my mind. I'm already giving him more leeway. I always say credit where credit's due. I said I went on X as soon as he put the line up and said fair play to him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'll always say it, fair play to him. I said he's improved Timber. I've said he's improved Gabriel. I'll give credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
but he has a lot of stuff that he needs to iron out before he can get this right, because the same mistakes are still sniffing around there. And let's remember, we barely drew against City. We lost to Liverpool. You know what I mean? We scraped the win against Newcastle. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. If he keeps doing this, it'll make a big difference. But listen, Norms, thanks so much for coming on.
No problem.
Hang on. Liverpool just missed a chance. Right. Go on to Chelsea. Hold it off. Hopefully, by the time you watch this, people, Liverpool have lost them or top. Big up, Norms. Absolute legend.
Take care. All right, bless, man.
Talk to you later, mate.
Take it easy. Take care.